guys, welcome back to Andy's Speed Shop. Been a while since we made a video, so we're gonna make a new one. We had some stuff go down, sold the old Suzuki V-Strom, and picked up my very first brand new motorcycle. 0 miles on it. Took a little bit of hunting to get the color I wanted, but I'm gonna show you that here in a minute. The goal was, since now I work at a Yamaha dealership, I wanted to get a brand new 2023 model, and I wanted to video taking it off of the semi truck, unboxing it, getting it out of the crate, assembling it, getting it ready for sale, even though it's selling to me. It was gonna be pretty cool, and I wanted to be like the first guy on YouTube to have a 2023 model, because there's a little difference from the 22 to the 23, and basically it's just a different screen on the handlebars, different gauge cluster basically. But it would have been cool to be the only guy on YouTube, the first guy on YouTube to have one. Second of all, the only guy on YouTube to actually get to take his off of the truck, out of the crate, assemble it himself. But talking to our Yamaha rep, that's not going to be possible, because the bike I wanted in the color that I wanted is back ordered into the hundreds, and it's just not going to happen. So I'll show you what I got instead. So here it is, my 2022 Yamaha MT07. Kind of old news now, because it's now 2023. However, it is brand new, my first brand new bike. In fact, it's so new that there's no fuel in it. The key does nothing. Battery's not hooked up. Of course, working for a dealership, and after doing a dealership transfer from one to another so that I could have this color, this is the cyan storm color. Kind of controversial at my shop, because a lot of people don't like the color, but I'm a 90s kid and I love that cyan, teal, whatever you want to call it. Love that color. It's the only color for me in this bike. I've been on a couple of MT07s. They were customers' bikes. One of them, I was actually a wreck. He had rear-ended a vehicle, and even with bent fork tubes in the front, in the parking lot, one of the best handling bikes I've ever been on. They weigh 405 pounds with a full tank of fuel. I mean, that's nothing. Very flickable, very fun bike. You've got a comfortable riding position. Your back's straight, your hands are out. It's just, they say it's a good bike for beginners. But me, I've been riding for 10 years now, and people with it, as much or more experience as I have, still, every time they get on an MT07, it's never a bad time. So I'm looking forward to riding this one. Right now it's January the 8th, and not going to be doing a lot of riding down here in Kentucky, but it'll be here for those odd warm days. So what we're going to do now is dig into it. We're going to get the battery out and put it on the charger so I can get that at least ready to go. We'll put some fuel in it. Maybe we'll do a first start. Let's see. Okay, first things first, get the seat off to get to the battery. I got a keyhole for your passenger pillion. Pops right off. Underneath you'll find a couple things really, but here are some straps built in. Therefore, if you have a bag you want to tie down, you've got 4 tie points for it. Pretty handy. Thanks, Yamaha. Or if you're in Canada, Yamaha. You got a couple of Allen keys here. Pretty essential if you're on the road and wanting to get into your battery compartment down here. All right, like I said, I've got no battery connection. It's never been connected. I got no power. Everything's still got plastic on it. Got access to the battery. We're gonna pop it out, throw it on a charger, and we'll see you when it's charged. All right, so we've got the battery charged. It's been on for 3 or 4 hours. Charger is showing green now, so we're gonna get this going. I've got a fender eliminator on order. That's coming from Yamaha, so that's OEM kit. Should be high quality. It's gonna get rid of that whole assembly. So we'll tuck the turn signals and the license plate up under the fender. Get rid of that rear stinger situation. Also, this bike mainly gonna stay around home, but I do go down to the Tail of Dragon every year. Probably a 6-hour ride there, 6-hour ride back. So don't want to trailer it. So I am gonna get the Yamaha accessory windshield, sport shield, I think. Hopefully gonna kill some of that wind hitting your chest. Let's see what this thing does, huh? It better say 0 miles. This is my first new bike. There it is, 0. Sweet. Well, what do you say? You want to do a first start? Yeah, okay, let's do it. Okay, so we got 93 in the fuel tank. Battery's charged up. Let's do a first start, shall we? Never had this bike running.
Later.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Andy's Speed Shop. Today we're gonna do some mods to the brand new MT07. At this point, it's got like 350 miles on it. We're gonna do some comfort mods. Traded a V-Strom for it, so the V-Strom was set up pretty darn comfortable. I could do 400 or 500 miles a day without any pain. This is gonna be a different story. But that's today's goal. We're gonna do some comfort mods. So what I've already done, haven't done it on camera. I've done the fender eliminator. That's an OEM Yamaha accessory. I've put the sport shield on it from Yamaha. That'll be something that stays on, when I'm riding local. The wind doesn't really bother me on these back roads, but once I get going 80 miles an hour on the interstate, I'm thinking I'm gonna want some more protection. So today, we're gonna address better interstate travel, better butt feel, and somewhere to mount my phone for GPS. For whatever reason, when we go on our longer rides, typically they make me lead the pack. So I need GPS. And it's nice to be able to, switch songs on the move. So yep, 363 miles. So she's just a baby. Another 250-ish miles before I can do my first oil change and get rid of that break-in oil. Then Yamaha, they want you to take it easy up through 1,000 miles. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I work for Yamaha. I'm a silver certified Yamaha technician, so I'm not gonna do that. Once we get that break-in oil out of it, we're just gonna send it. So today, to address my phone issues, I'll show you the phone. It's just what is this, a 13 mini. So it's the last mini iPhone you can get, but it's got a rock form case on it. I'm a big believer in the rock form case and the mount system. And what I've got is just a universal rock form mount that you can put on anything. It's got, you know, 3M adhesive on the back. That was kind of scary to me at first, but like I said, on the V-Strom, I had this set up on just like an old GPS mount, stuck it to it, and went through cold winters and hot summers. The thing never failed. So we're going with that again. And then this is just like a $24 mount by Trail Tech. I think it's Trail Tech. They make like the Vapor, you know, they make different instrument clusters, usually used on like a dual purpose, like an off-road, on-road, you know, dual sport bike that doesn't come with a nice display. You know, you've seen them on ATVs and stuff too, but they'll show you speed, distance traveled, time, engine, you know, RPM, stuff like that. But that's what this is. This is just a mount so that you can throw it on your dual purpose bike and have a place for your Trail Tech display to mount. Well, it was really cheap, and I figured that's cheaper and quicker than me fabricating anything for this. So what we're gonna try is to mount this somewhere on these bars, and then we'll stick my rock form mount to it, and then there's my phone solution. Then we went with a Puig Touring screen. Gonna be quite a bit taller. Hopefully get the wind off my chest on the interstates. And then we're gonna do comfort seat and a tail bag. So hang on, and we'll get this started. We'll get started with the phone mount system. We'll start by disassembling some of this furniture. This is what I've got, what I showed you. It's not gonna stretch far enough to just slip over a bar without breaking. It's just plastic. I mean, I can separate it a little, but I'm probably gonna break it. So instead, we'll disassemble all of this. I've already taken a lot of this hardware off. All right, we've got a clear run at installing this. Should be the correct diameter because the bars are tapered. You see, I got a lot of room here, but as you get toward the clamping part, it gets much thicker. So they're tapered bars. Look at that, huh? Let's check that out. So phone placement, something about like that. Now I don't think it's possible, but I don't want it all the way up here anyway, or something like that. Hopefully having it mounted on that plane, I won't have any glare from sun. We'll see. But yeah, that's I think that's good. I think that's gonna do it. If I mount it right there in the center. Now this pitch is also adjustable. It's got a set screw here that I can play with different angles. That's something that can be done even after the install is complete. This is plastic hardware, so I don't want to torque it down so much that it cracks. Now for the rock form mount. Pretty sure it comes with its own cleaning wipe. And it does. These are nice. These, and look, it even came with a replacement sticky pad. I never had to use the replacement one on my last bike, so I forgot about that. So we will wipe down the area. It's pretty cold. Central Kentucky right now. It's like 29 degrees in the middle of the day. So I'm also probably going to heat that up a little bit so it'll accept it a little better. Now I'm going to go ahead and mount it to my phone because I want to know how the phone's going to sit, if that makes sense, when it's on there. I think I like that. I'm going to peel my backing and we'll make it happen. Put some good pressure on it. I'll probably hit it with the heat again. Okay, see how that goes. Kind of tricky to line it up when you can't see. Might have to change the angle, the pitch of that again. Yeah. So, something like that. So when I'm on the bike, you can see I'll have GPS access, got my gauges right there. I think that'll be good. It's at such an angle that I don't think the sun is gonna mess with me, but like I said, if it does, it's a 4mm Allen will allow me to change that. So, locks on, locks off. I like it. We'll move on to the next job. Alright, so with the Puig Touring screen, you get a couple of brackets stamped left and right. Makes it easy enough. You get instructions, get some hardware. I don't think we'll need instructions. It's a pretty nice kit. They also send you this. I guess they have access to a wind tunnel, and they graph it out for you. So OEM, no windshield. You're showing a lot of pressure to your chest, a lot to your head. And then you install the Puig Touring kit, and you've got much less pressure to your chest. Your head, like a 6% difference, 6% better, but mainly just getting that pressure off your chest and making you feel like less of a wind sail, we'll say that. But that's kind of cool. So pretty neat little detail they send out. Let's see if I can do this without instructions. What do you say? I'm going to again, without looking at instructions, I'm going to reuse the OEM Yamaha hardware. From the factory with nothing on it, you get 4 bolts right here for mounting different types of accessories. So, sticking with those Yamaha bolts. Seems simple enough. Looks to me like that matches up quite nicely. Now the hardware that Puig sends you is much smaller. So I don't know what that is, like a 3mm? Yeah. So it's a 3mm Allen. Not something you want to put a lot of torque on. And it looks like it even came with little bolt caps. You can hide those bolt heads. It's pretty cool. All right. So there you have it. It's quite a bit taller than the Sport Shield. I believe the Sport Shield was like that. So I do believe it when they say should give me some more chest protection. But I think that's a pretty cool setup. Got the phone, got the gauge. Yeah. One oversight on my part. Nothing to do with Rockform, nothing to do with Puig. This is just my own design flaw. That key is going to be very hard to get to. Not going in that way. Yeah, sure. Maybe I can get in this way, huh? Huh. That's just a minor flaw. Minor flaw, right? So yeah, I like this quite a bit. Minus the, you know, the key flaw. That's pretty cool. I got my map. Got my information on the bike. That's about my view. I can glance down. Yeah, I like that. The key thing is going to be an annoyance. However, daily riding, this phone's not going to be mounted here. This phone's going to be in my jacket pocket, and you know, without it, access is easy enough to the key. But yeah, it's for the long trip. And you know, when you're putting 400, 500 miles on a bike in a day, that's probably a not that big of an annoyance. So cool. Next we'll work on a comfort seat ordered from Yamaha and a tail bag. This is the comfort seat by Yamaha. You can tell the difference because the material is a little different. The stitching looks a little more higher end, and you can feel the difference. There's like a gel coating or a gel on top of the foam. So Here you can see the seat it came with from the factory. There you can see the seat it should have come with from the factory. You can see it's got a little comfort tag on it. But this is just a harder material. And this is it's just got some gel in it, I think. We'll put some time in it and see what it does. But now for the passenger pillion, I have plans for it. That is the old one. I've already got the new one attached to the tail bag. Tail bag sold on Revzilla, Rocky Mountain, pretty much everything that selling bike parts these days. But this is a Nelson rig bag. This is like middle of the road as far as size goes. There's a size smaller and there's a size larger. But it attaches to your passenger pillion. And as you can see, the comfort seat from Yamaha. This was a concern of mine that was, you know, relieved when I got it. But it does have cutouts for your toolkit. So that's good. But basically, you've got straps on your Yamaha seat that you can use to connect the straps to the Nelson rig bag. Pop it back on. And then, you know, it's not, I don't have it super tight right now, but I think that's good for locking it up. It has the expandable sleeve, so if you want to pack, you know, a couple days worth of clothes, it does expand and get bigger. If you're like me, when you go on a 4-day bike trip, you don't need much in the way of clothes. So there's the tail bag installed. It's got a little reflective strip there on the name plate. Of course, you don't have to pop off the passenger pillion if you don't want. So you pulled up to your site or your hotel at the end of the day, you can pop it off and take it. Now, I'm not going to ride without the tail bag because I do not want these, you know, slamming up against my bodywork in the wind. But you're parking it for the night, yeah, comes off real easy, so that's cool. So that's all I've done to the new MT07. I probably mentioned this before in the video, but I wanted the 2023 MT07, and the dealership I work for, we had got in touch with Yamaha, and they were saying they couldn't tell us when an open ordering date was going to be for it, because they said they were just back ordered almost, you know, in the thousands. So, you know, good for you if you can get your hands on a 23 model MT07. I've seen some YouTube videos claiming they have a 2023 MT07, but it's not true because they've got the same gauge cluster I've got. The 2023 is the same bike, but you've got a bigger TFT display with some Bluetooth connectivity, some different features, and it's pre-wired for a quick shifter. Those are the only two differences in a 23 and a 22. And I had to have it in this color, and I wasn't willing to sit out riding season just in hopes of getting my hands on a 23 sometime next year. So I pulled the trigger and went with the 22. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I've never been a guy who has ever wheelied or done anything crazy on a bike. But in the 360 some miles I've put on this bike, there have been a few wheelies. This bike just makes you feel more confident. It makes you feel like you know what you're doing. It's a fun bike. And like I said, I've never done a wheelie on a street bike before, so it gives you confidence, and it's forgiving for a guy who's learning. And I don't do any moto vlogging, but we'll probably pick that up a little bit. I'll stick you on the helmet and take you down the road, and well, we'll show you how it can wheelie for a kid that doesn't know how to wheelie, so that'll be fun. So until the next video, guys, we'll see you.